Hello everyone, today a very special video about a brand new crop circle which has been created, let's put it that way, in a field in Somerset. Now it's the first crop circle I've ever been to in Somerset. I've been to many in Wiltshire, most of them in Wiltshire, and over the years a couple in Dorset, but it's the first one in Somerset. I'm very excited, and as the crow flies it's about 5 or 6 miles from where we live in South Somerset. It's at a location called Jack's Plantation, which I hadn't heard of till yesterday, and if you know local landmarks in the area, it's quite near a very beautiful folly called Alfred's Tower, which is on the Stourhead Estate, which is just across the way from where we are. So gathered our bits and pieces and we went to see that beautiful crop circle today. And so this reading is about the build-up to discovering about the crop circle, and also the visit to the crop circle and the messages and downloads and the ritual that I did there when I visited this morning, and just other signs, symbols around that. So a little bit of housekeeping. I have smudged with the lighting better these days sweetgrass and we're having the clear quartz crystal to cleanse the area. And I haven't got a pointer. I'm probably going to use Green's pointer. Here we are, Green's pointer. And we're going to pull cards from Colette Baron Reid, Mystical Shaman. I've been drawn to do that. Also Storm Raven, 3-word Divine Oracle, and also then After Tarot by Lo Scarabeo. And also we're going to pull some charms. So without much ado about nothing, let's proceed. So when I first saw the crop circle on YouTube, on the internet, the design reminded me very much of an advertisement from my own childhood of what was called the Michelin Man, which basically is a man covered in tyres. And that was an advertising campaign, I think used in the 80s, something like that. Anyway, I looked up Michelin Man and I could not believe that it was created in 1894. What? Who would have known? Anyway, that was the first thing. When I saw the crop circle, I thought, oh my God, this is amazing. And guys, the thumbnail is from, it's not a picture I took, but it's a picture that was taken by a group that take pictures and do aerial photography and ground photography and other things around the crop circles in the UK and further afield, I think. And they're called Crop Circle Connector. So if you want to find more images of this crop circle, Jack's Plantation crop circle, created yesterday, 8th of May 2026, I will put the link below, but it's cropcircleconnector.com//2026/Jack. You will get that picture that is there. Now, as I understand it, reading the blurb behind the picture taken by Crop Circle Connector, understandably the farmer is not very happy about the crop circle. So please don't all rush to the area. I'm not going to give out coordinates or anything like that. If you know where Alfred's Tower is, you'd probably be able to find it. Yeah. So it's a very mystical thing that's happened, but unfortunately the farmer, as it says on that website, Crop Circle Connector, is not very happy. So that's unfortunate. I think sometimes the crops do stand up again, but it does mean they can't harvest it, and it is quite a big circle. I suppose it takes up about a third of his field. It's a very, very, very big field. But it's utterly beautiful and mystical, and that's what this reading is about. I'm a big fan of crop circles. Don't really understand how they're there. Is it the alien thing? Is it human endeavour? 100% evidence either way. Not sure. Not sure. But I have to say, I've had some symbols and connections that seem to be alien-esque attached to this crop circle, and I didn't get those in relation to the last Wiltshire crop circle, which I think, if memory serves, was at Sutton Veny, just across the way in that direction, over the Wiltshire border. So, yeah. What I would say is Jack's Plantation crop circle, Somerset, really, really beautiful. And it's a really, have a look at the thumbnail and go and find out other, images. Go and seek out other images or video, drone material, because I think there will be more. I mean, it was literally, I think, only created yesterday. So one of the first people to go and visit that today. And I'm very glad to have done so. But it's just a really interesting, there's movement in this one. I know with a crop circle, some people say that they are engineering equations, that you could create something with it that would be able to move at speed or whatever else it is. And I know someone else who's interested in this is Ben from Casperside. So he will probably do a video on this as well. He might even get down there. I'm not sure where he's based. So Jack's Plantation crop circle today. So even before I found out about this crop circle yesterday, the day it was created, which is amazing, I had been engaged locally with crops here in the village where I live. If you look on this website under the shorts, you'll see that I did a short yesterday, it was yesterday, where I was talking about the local farmers who were making hay whilst the sun shines. So crops were being cut, grass was being cut yesterday and being laid and turned again yesterday and today to dry out to make hay. The farmers in the village have been making hay whilst the sun shines. So the cutting of crops is a theme here. And then to find out about this crop circle at the end of yesterday. So yesterday was really significant. I'm not sure what's going on astrologically or in the skies, but the 8th of May for me and therefore for the collective seems to be rather important. So some of the downloads that I got yesterday when I was out filming that short with that lovely little blue flower, if you haven't seen it, go and check out the short, which I did yesterday. The downloads I got yesterday were damage limitation and collateral damage. And the collateral damage came in because as I walked down the lane and was watching the harvesters cut the grass to make the hay, of course, circling above in the skies are the raptors, the red kites, the buzzards, the kestrels, but also the corvid, the crows and others. And the collateral damage is obviously when, unfortunately, some of nature gets caught in the machinery if it can't get away quickly. We always hope and pray that things manage to scuttle away before the scythe comes down and cuts the grass to make the hay. So those are the things that came to me yesterday: damage limitation and collateral damage. And then of course today, seeing the crop circle, it's very beautiful and mystical, but it does represent also a damaged crop to some degree, but damaged with a reason. There's some communication, there's some message in this, otherwise it wouldn't have happened. It is very aesthetic, so it's a thing of beauty on its own, but I firmly believe that there are other messages in there. So the symbols that came up today, particularly today, and also in reference to Alfred's Tower, I'll talk about that in a second, were just simply a triangle. Now for me that's a gateway or a portal. That seemed to be referenced, and I did see that in the crop and in other places. But if you go into Alfred's Tower, so two firsts today. the crop circle in Somerset, the first one I've been to. First time I've been up Alfred's Tower. And I've lived here in this area for 10 years and in the southwest since 2005 or something like that, so over 20 years. But it's open very rarely. I think it's the second Saturday in the month or something. Anyway, it was open today, so wow, we got to go into Alfred's Tower. Now, Alfred's Tower is a triangle. And so when you look up from the base upwards, it's a very, very tall folly, really tall. I think it looks like a spaceship. So I'm going to put in the post on the website, Two for Joy Oracle, a picture of the upward photograph at Alfred's Tower, which literally looks like a UFO in the sky. It isn't. It's just a picture facing upwards inside that folly, taken this morning. But it's alien-esque. It looks a bit like a spaceship in the universe, in the night sky, even though it's taken in bright sunlight today. So fascinating. Do have a look at Alfred's Tower, and if you can, I think it will be on the website for the Stour Estate, which is a National Trust property. You do have to pay entrance. It's about £7. It's definitely worth going. So that was a first for us today. Up the tower we went, and there were great views. So something about a tower moment in this, in relation to this reading and in relation to the crop circle at Jack's plantation. So a tower moment, but this time going up the tower, not being kicked out of the tower like we might think of in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot, people falling out of the tower. But there is something about damage limitation, collateral damage, tower. What I want to say is that the Michelin Man, who is the advert from the 80s, the guy in the tyres, there's protection there. So I'm getting messages of there is protection for the self. You are protected. And also divine protection. The crop in the field today was barley. And I think the crop at Sutton Veeney's crop circle last year was also barley. So it's interesting for me because I'm actually allergic to barley, which is really unfortunate because I love barley. But it means I can't have a nip of whiskey and things like that. My system doesn't want to accept barley, unfortunately. But the spiritual meaning of barley, even the biblical meaning of barley, is quite interesting. Barley as a crop is about endurance. It's also about first fruits, which is what they talk about in sort of a biblical sense. First fruits. So it might be that this is in relation to something you've been doing. You're now going to see the first fruits coming forward for you after perhaps tower moments, damage limitation and collateral damage. First fruits. Barley is, as a crop, also about sustenance. It's about transformation. It's also about divine provision. This is interesting because that feels really, really relevant and links in with the divine protection when we think about the Michelin Man and his tyres protecting him. Now this morning, when I came down to breakfast, I normally pull a couple of cards, might even pull a charm or two, and I thought, well, we were planning to go up to the crop circle, and thought, right, okay. So I pulled a couple of charms, and this is what came out. I just want to show you this because it's really relevant, and it's just confirmation from Spirit that this reading is meant to be. I'm meant to go there, and this message is for you. Okay, so the first one was an enamelled green heart here. Now, green for me is Mother Nature, Gaia. The green heart, being in touch with the earth. It also happens to be, as you know, colour of the heart chakra. So heart energy, the heart of the matter, meaning this is important. This isn't small beans. This is, spiritual big jobbies, as Gemma at Gemstone Tarot would say. So the green heart, very relevant. But then it made me laugh because I just love how when they do this, they love to make you smile with the messages they give. I love it. Also an enamelled charm was the starfish. And look at that. that is the nearest of all the charms in the bag of charms that is going to be like the crop circle. If you look at the thumbnail, it's a 5-pointed star, and that is also what that crop circle is. So 5-pointed star is also relevant. That's also the pentagram, I believe, isn't it? So we're talking about magic, perhaps personal magic. That's an important message. So thank you, Spirit, for this morning giving us the green heart and the green starfish. And it's really, for me, on a very simple level, Carrie, you're going to love, go and love, give your love to the crop circle, which I did. So when we parked up and went to see the crop circle, and it wasn't very far from where we parked, nice weather, you know, mild, sunny, a little bit of cloud cover, but perfect really. And we didn't damage any further crops. We made sure we walked in the path of the tractor tracks and then on the already flattened crops, so that we didn't damage anything further. That was really, really important. And there were one or two other people there. There were a couple of noisy drones, which unfortunately does, you know, alter the ambience, but I can just about get past that, and it wasn't too bad. I think I annoyed one of them because I literally sat right over the centre point to get the energy and experience that, and I think he wanted to get a video of that, so I'm probably on a video somewhere sitting at the centre point of this crop circle. But yeah, I did a very small ritual. I bought my tincture bells, which I put away now, but I bought my tincture bells and I just went with the flow of what I felt, and what I wanted to do was to just give thanks and pay homage to the 4 directions, to the north, the east, the south and the west. So I did that and spent a moment in the crop circle. I didn't spend as long at the crop circle today as at last year's crop circle because there was just much more going on, and I spent as long as I needed to, and then we came away. So there was a bit of ritual there and giving thanks to those 4 wind directions. So the other symbols that came up, the other symbols that I saw when going to the crop circle and in the crop circle itself were the number 7. As you know, 7 is divine number for me. Anyone who follows this channel knows that the number 7 is very, very lucky for me. It's divine protection, divine guidance, and I was shown a 7. And also the letter T. Now, what came to me there as regards the T, T for tower, Alfred's tower, which was just across the way, literally a few hundred yards from the crop circle on the same Stourhead estate. And it's this, it is what they said to me was not you're coming to a crossroads in life, but actually you're coming to a T-junction. So I'll give that to you out into the collective and to you as an individual. You'll be coming up to a T-junction at some point, and so it's either left or right. So it's a bit of a fork in the road, isn't it? I guess that's what they're saying. Another message I got was we are one, and that comes from the triangle, which is very much part of Alfred's tower. And as I said before, but we'll mention again, go and check out the posts on Two for Joy Oracle. I will put a picture there of that triangular upward photograph inside Alfred's tower in Somerset. Yeah. So they're basically the downloads, the information, the symbols that I got. So without much ado about nothing, let's draw some cards. We're almost at 20 minutes, Spirit. Thank you very much. May we have a Colette Baron read. This is what I was drawn to use today. Water's appearing a lot. I have pre-shuffled, guys. I will do another airing of the cards. On the split, the heart of the sky and the arrow. That feels like forward movement, meaning you're pointing in the true direction. It was very important for me when I did the small tincture bell ritual in the stone in that crop circle today. Did I say stone circle before? I meant crop circle. Sorry. This is what you get when you live in a sacred landscape here in the southwest. You get your crop circles and your stone circles mixed up. That I started off facing north for many reasons. My true north, as we know here, my darling bee, is there. She's everywhere, but she's particularly there. And so I get downloads and invitations, information from True North. So I started True North and then moved around. Wonderful. May we have a card, please, from Colette Barron Reed's Mystical Shaman on this beautiful Saturday afternoon, 10 to 4, 5 to 4 GMT, May the 9th, Saturday, May the 9th, 2026, on the day... Okay, of course. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, my darling bee. What else could it be? It almost doesn't need explanation. You know what this is. If you know Colette Barron Reed's decks, of course, the circle. Number 8. Oh, Carrie. That's it. Nearly lost that one. So slightly excited energy there. Number 8. August is relevant. 8 on its side is the Lemniscat. What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. Karma. The wheel moving and turning. The circle. And I've literally just been to the crop circle. And this is what they want to say. They're talking about the connection of humanity and the crop circle message. I want you to divine that picture, that thumbnail with this video. Spend time really gazing, relax the eyes, take a slow breath in and out, reset and spend time gazing at the image. See what comes to you, what you divine yourself from that sacred image on the crop. So, of course, the crop circle, it doesn't say the crop circle, but the circle where we've just been. Connecting us, connectivity, man connecting with each other is about connection, community, how we connect with each other. I think on an individual level, but also on a global level. Many tricky situations exist in the world, as we know, since the last couple of years. And I feel that at this time humanity is feeling a bit desperate at times and reaching out. And I think things like this crop circle are giving us information around that. What I want to say is that we are divinely protected. But very often it doesn't feel like that. But I feel that this crop circle is a mark of hope for humanity. And I love this because it's just so primal, this card. It's just so primal. We are all linked, we are all one. And indeed, one of the downloads from the triangle was we are one. We are one energy in this life, in this human journey on this planet. One life. The circle of life. Let's see. There's something also in this card about the universe and the eye of the universe. And the energy I got when I sat right at the centre of that crop circle today. I did feel it. It was quiet but powerful, quietly powerful. This here feels like, I'm not sure if we can really see it there. I'll try and get the light towards it. There we go. This is like an eye, the pupil coming into focus here. And this is the eye. And this is like the eye, gazing upon humanity, gazing upon the earth. We are seen. And I think we are also heard with our prayers, with our meditations, with our healing, with our gifts, with who we are at this time. It is a time of transformation of humanity. Humanity is in evolution at an accelerated pace. some things will be falling away, some systems will be falling away that we've been used to. And we've been hearing this, haven't we, all around us, in our personal lives, in our communities, on the more global scale, big change. Let's see what else Colette says, please, Spirit. Number 8, the circle. I'm going to take the invitation. That's what I've been drawn to take from her messages today. Here we are. So Colette says, when the circle appears, it reminds you that you are connected to everything and everyone, including to Spirit. Spirit's essence beats in your heart and inspires you to co-create in this world, to co-create your world, knowing that you count, that you have purpose in this world. Imagine even a smile to a stranger can change the course of a life. When the circle invites you to dance in the sacred steps of life, know that your work, your love, your service brings greater value than you can know. Stay the course. Keep dancing and all will be well. This is so true. I do really feel this. And in my other working life, many people who I'm working with at the moment are expressing fear about what's happening in the world, in their own lives, but on the wider, broader stage. And I am trying to give hope because I feel that we are protected. Not everyone is protected. Of course, there are terrible wars going on at the moment. People are dying. Innocents are dying. Children are dying. Non-combatants are dying. And I encourage you in your own way to send love and light to those zones if you feel able to do that. This is talking about the connectivity and that your expression of how you live your life matters. If you think it doesn't matter, no. Spirit is reminding you it does matter. Don't feel hopeless. Your effort, your gift, your service, however small, is noticed and it's important, it's relevant. That's really a key message behind the circle from Colette today in this reading. Thank you, Spirit. How beautiful. May we have an after tarot. Let's have a look. May we have an after tarot. Is there another message to go with the circle that's come out for the crop circle reading, which is today about Jack's plantation crop circle in Somerset? Thank you, Spirit. Please may we have an additional card. Something tried to come out, but it popped back in and it looked like the Knight of Pentacles. Lovely. That makes sense. So what we have is the Six of Wands, which is success, victory. Just going to scry from the card. Lovely. More circles in there. 2 more circles. Yeah. In the traditional Rider-Waite, we know that it's the person coming back from a campaign, or, you know, we speak about these things here today in the UK. There have been local elections and the counting is going in and people have been campaigning. It's going in a, well, it appears to be going in a really unfortunate direction, but I'm not going to talk about anything like that here. But in this card, we see a person coming back from a campaign victorious. And he's wearing a wreath, and he's also placing a wreath on a woman's head. He's sharing his victory with another. Now, he's holding 6 wands aloft, and these wands are sprouting. He's been away on a campaign, on a cause, perhaps even to war, and he's coming back victorious. So this is giving me the message that even though times are difficult, truth and honour and the right way, capital R, will win in the end. the right way, meaning the way for the highest good of all, for the highest good of all, for the highest good of the majority. And yeah, people want to hold his wands. His wands are decorated, they are sprouting, because he's been through effort. He's had to enter a battle. He's had to get out of his comfort zone. He's had to go to places he would perhaps rather not have gone. So it is always that thing of the tower moment and having to stay in an uncomfortable position, a place that we don't want to be. But the fruits and the rewards that come at the end of that, when we do that can't get my words out today, for the highest good of all, we will be rewarded and we will be victorious, like this man in the card is, sharing his victory with those around him. That is the great thing. For highest good of all, sharing in the victory for all, not just for ourselves. We can have some of that for ourselves. We deserve that. We've been through a battle. We've been on a campaign. We didn't get squashed underfoot. Some people did, but we didn't. If we didn't, we're here to tell the tale and share in the victory with all those around us, known and unknown. Let's see what the Lo Scarabeo, Pietro Aligo, artwork Giulia Massalia. Let's see what they say about 6 of Wands. I have to hold this away. It's such a tiny script, tiniest of scripts. They say 6 of Wands, sharing victory, the fruits of teamwork. Yes. So it is that, you may have battled alone. I mean, people don't go to battle on their own. I mean, sometimes they do. Obviously, there are personal battles. But in the general sort of consensus of this idea of the changes in humanity and in our own life, reflected in the micro as well as the macro, big changes. But this is talking about victory and teamwork as well. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit. I love that. And just looking at the bottom of the After Tarot, at the bottom, the Sun does not need further explanation. But I'm just struck by how many circles there are. Guys, this is really going on, isn't it? Crop circle, circle of life, circle of humanity, circle of the earth, circle of the divine cosmic eye watching us. He's wearing a circle, he's wearing a wreath here, he's placing a wreath on her head. Here's another circle at the bottom of the deck in the Sun. The circle. Circles are really relevant. What was at the top of the deck? 4 of Pentacles, lots of circles there. But I feel that the bottom of the deck was more representative. Love it. Thank you, Spirit. May we have Storm Raven, our beautiful deck, our Tarot's companion, Oracle companion. I did shuffle these earlier and give them an airing, but I'm going to do that again now. Perfect. Spirit, may we have a Storm Raven, a further message for our beautiful collective viewers, listeners. The circle. So the numbers are 7 for the reading, 6, 7, 8. That's nice, isn't it? So that's a progression. That feels good. 6, 7, 8. Symbols. We are 1, number 7. T. Triangles. 3 is going to be also, because triangles are three corners. Spirit, do we have a card from Storm Raven to wrap the reading up, and then we'll do a couple of charms, see if anything else comes out from our bag of charms, our charming bag on this lovely sunny Saturday morning in early May. Thank you. Too many. That was one of each colour. Ooh, perhaps I should have taken that. May I have just one card, Spirit? Is there one message I think 1 or 2 is what they're saying. Telling me to slow down and air again. Okay, thank you. Anything for my lovely viewers? Whilst I'm just getting the energy into these cards, and it may be that they've gone cold or quiet now, I want to just say thank you for being here in this video today. If you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. We're building the channel. It's about 2,500 now. Amazing. Thank you so much. If you want to do a donation, buy me a coffee, there's a link there. Please do that because it helps me. Thank you, Spirit. It helps me buy more tarot decks. It helps me do things like pay for the petrol to put in the car, to go and see the crop circle, you know, all those things. It's really appreciated. But I thank you, you know, for your visitation, for your time here. As ever, take what resonates from this reading. It is timeless. It's for the collective as well as the individual. Now, the card they have given me, of course, is an earth sign. And it is You Are Magical, and it's green, so it's fitting in with the green of today, with the green of the starfish, the 5-pointed star, the green of the heart that came up this morning. You are magical. And really, in relation to the other cards, it is really that you're being asked to remember, recognize and step into your own magic at this time, particularly at this time if, you know, you felt a bit hopeless about your situation or a wider world or community situation. You're being reminded that you can gain sustenance from your own magic. You have divine provision and protection. And we are all connected. To step into the energy of that, but to really step into the magic, your own alchemy, the own divine spark within. I think this is what You Are Magical is talking about. Wonderful, Spirit. Thank you so much. That's beautiful. May we then close the reading at 37 minutes, wowzers, with a couple of charms. We've had charms this morning, but I want to do a couple more. Let's take one from the heart of the matter. Thank you, Spirit. Anything else for my lovely Two for Joy viewers? Thank you. Lovely, thank you. We have been given a beautiful blue flower with a yellow centre, also enamelled like a crop, and a little bit like the beautiful flowers yesterday that are on the short on the channel, which were, oh, what were they called? Veronica Parisa, something like that. But they were little blue flowers. But this is just our connection back to nature. And it is the time of flowers, May. Thank you, Spirit. They want me to put that at the centre of the circle card. Thank you. And just as I put it down, it's really spinning round. Wow, look at that. I wish I could show you that, but if I pick up the computer, it will just disturb everything. Funny. And then one for the periphery of the matter with the right hand. Thank you, Spirit. How beautiful. You're magical. Ah, lovely. Beautiful. Another enamelled charm. 4 enamelled charms, meaning extra emphasis on the message, the enamelling. They have given me the beautiful red diamond. Red speaks to me of the root chakra, and that is the chakra that I had at the base of my spine when I sat on the centre of the crop circle today. How I sat where that is in the body would have been touching the very centre of that crop circle, the root chakra. So there's a grounding, being steady, being anchored at this time. I do feel that, and this is coming in now after turbulence, I think, after turbulence. But also, again, I feel the connection is magical, sparkly, and this very much fits with your magical alchemical essence of you, who you are, and how the divine sees you in that sense. The beautiful red diamond. How wonderful. I'm going to put that on the victory card. Wonderful viewer, thank you for being in this space. 40 minutes. I hope you've enjoyed this lovely reading as much as I've enjoyed doing it today. Such a beautiful day. The messages are just phenomenal, but it's a message of hope, of support for the evolution and the change for mankind that we are going through, for humanity at this moment. Know that you are supported and loved by the universe, and with that, I'm going to wish you a beautiful rest of the Saturday and weekend, and I will see you in the next one, my friends. Bye for now.